Good evening, America. This is the Apes Nightly News. We thank you for joining us. The world around us is constantly morphing. The driving factor behind this change? Radiation. Our first story is a report on Fukushima. Yes, the radiated nutshell of the town that in 2011 experienced one of the most catastrophic nuclear meltdowns in history. In recent years, Japanese officials have focused on restoring Fukushima and its renewable resources. It turns out that there are things going on in Fukushima beyond the occasional tumbleweed race. The birth of mutated pigs and absolutely no human activity lets our Fukushima correspondent Yusuke Yamagami, who has deviously snuck into the evacuation area and is standing there in the melted reactor right now. Yusuke, what's the scoop?
Thank you, Jack. Today I'm reporting from inside the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, where a catastrophic meltdown caused by the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami prompted the evacuation of thousands of residents. The evacuation has left the surrounding area deserted, a clean slate in comparison to the overpopulated amalgamation of people found in other areas of Japan. With a blank slate, government officials are now trying to restructure the entire power grid in Fukushima. This restructuring is aimed to ultimately obtain 100% reliance on renewable energy in the prefecture by 2040. The main feature of this updated power grid is implementation of photovoltaic panels to convert sunlight into electricity. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami of 2011 served as a massive wake-up call to the people in Japan, indicating that it was time to move on to a new, safer method of electricity generation. But here at Apes Nightly News, we don't just report the story. We dig deep into the bells of our resources and formulate expositions that are sure to shock you. So today, we have an interview with a Fukushima prefectural official via the telephone. Tanaka-san, nuclear energy once contributed to 30% of all electricity generated in Japan. Would you say that this was an efficient method of electricity generation?
Yes.
Do you think Godzilla had any part in the disaster?
Yes, it is very likely that Godzilla caused the earthquake.
Why did you decide to change the method of electricity generation?
We decided to change things because of how dangerous nuclear energy can be.
Isn't it important to remain efficient and be economically conscious?
Yes, but we feel that it is important for us to create a safe environment for people to enjoy.
Isn't the economy just as important as safety?
That would be the very narrow-minded view of the importance of people.
Money makes the world go round, Tanaka-san. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Yusuke, for that report. Air pollution is one of the most pressing environmental issues of the modern world. The World Health Organization estimates that annually over 4.6 million people die of health complications caused by pollution. These complications include aggravated asthma, bronchitis, and heart disease. For years, scientists have been developing air purification technologies to improve global air quality. Clean Air correspondent Raiden Haber is in California with the latest. Raiden?
Air pollution has and will be a threat for our future generations. Chronic air pollution threatens to shorten our lifespan and inflict irreversible damage to our environment. In response to this ever-present danger, we now look to new technologies and revisit old strategies. Over the past several years, scientists have been hard at work developing a billboard sign that is able to purify the air. The billboard takes pollution from the air and combines it with water to dissolve the pollutants. The product of the purification is fresh air. A single billboard does a work of 1,200 trees, which filters about 100,000 cubic meters of air daily. Billboards aren't the only type of technology being developed to purify air. NASA has developed a new filter called Aeroside that removes the common indoor air pollutants. Aeroside eliminates virtually all harmful gases emitted by home products. Now, you might have noticed that Aeroside sounds like a popular home chemical. Pesticides. It is unclear what the connection between these two modern wonders are, but what is clear is that it probably was developed as a NASA cover-up for the American people. These developments in the air purification technology are, however, propelling us into a cleaner, fresher future.
Thank you for that story, Raiden. We'll be back right after the break. Tonight, we have an expose on the mutated animals of Chernobyl. In 1986, the Chernobyl power plant in the USSR exploded, releasing massive amounts of radiation into the surrounding areas. For decades, scientists have been observing the effects of radiation on animals and plants in the so-called exclusion zones. Nuclear correspondent Jonathan Ibanez is there with the latest. Jonathan, tell us about nuclear.
Thank you, Jack. Today I'm in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. This area used to be inhabited by 53,000 people, sustaining an economy centered around the nuclear power plant. Compare that to now, where after an evacuation ordered by the former Soviet government, only 300 people remain. This isolated population of die-hard residents has seen an increase in incidence of thyroid cancer. Although other health issues have been identified amongst the population, it is difficult for doctors to tell if the medical conditions are a result of the radiation or the poor Russian healthcare system. Biologist Timothy Mousseau from the University of South Carolina has been studying the effects of radiation on non-human species. Through his research, he hopes to identify the effects of radiation on animals and vegetation. In addition, Dr. Mousseau is discovering similarities between the effect of radiation in Fukushima and in Chernobyl. One interesting similarity that he found was the erratic formation of spiderwebs. Dr. Mousseau hypothesizes that this is due to the radiation affecting their natural ability to intuitively weave webs. Dr. Mousseau recently went on an expedition into the forests of Chernobyl to research these beautiful creatures. He has not been seen for the past week. Most of the residents, however, are not worried about his disappearance. They are more afraid of the things that come out of the forest than they are of the things that venture in and are never seen again. There are rumors, however, that while in the forest, Dr. Mousseau's radiated corpse traveled through time and was experimented on by Soviet scientists. The result is Vladimir Putin. Back to you, Tom.
Excellent report, Jonathan. In 1976, the Hokulea set sail from Hawaii towards Paheete in the island nation of Tahiti. The crew of 30 and the thousands of people who helped build the double-hull canoe were on a mission to prove that the lineages of ancient Hawaiians could be traced back to the South Pacific Islanders. The voyage would not only help identify the origins of the Hawaiians, but also prove that they were capable of navigating miles of empty sea without modern instruments. On Saturday, May 17th, the Hokulea set off on its 3-year journey around the world to spread the message of Malama Punoa. This message is of global sustainability and caring for the world's oceans. Over the course of their journey, they travel over 4,700 nautical miles and will be visiting 26 countries. Hokulea is a source of pride for many native Hawaiians. This distinguished race has produced some of the world's greatest leaders, from King Kamehameha I, who united the islands under the great charisma of himself, and some guns from the Europeans. There's also Queen Liliuokalani, who relinquished control of Hawaii to American businessmen in an effort to prevent bloodshed. Finally, in the modern era, there is President Obama, who is clearly native Hawaiian and proves that he is, in some respect, an American citizen. We'll be back with Jonathan reporting on the recent debates over water in South Maui. And we're back. South Maui is one of the driest places in the state of Hawaii, with only 16.9 inches of rain per year. One of the most pressing questions is, how are we going to provide water to all of Kihei's residents? Maui water correspondent Jonathan Ibanez is there in East Lake Street with the latest. Jonathan, tell us about water.
Oh, hi, Jack. The swim from Russia to Maui is a lot longer than it looks like on Google Maps. So this evening, on East Lipoa Street, the Kihei Community Association will be holding a town hall for the South Maui community to voice their concerns on the varying degrees of management for water resources. 2 special guests have been invited to the meeting to listen to the concerns of the community. They are William Tam, Deputy Director for Water at the State Department of Land and Natural Resources, and State Water Commissioner Jonathan Starr. The meeting will mainly focus on ensuring that more water is returned to the Nāwai-Eha region, and that restrictions on the Iao Aquifer are observed. There is, however, talk of another issue being raised at the meeting. On the evening of May 20th, a spirally cloud of some sort appeared over Maui and appeared to hover directly over Kihei Charter School, where the meeting is set to take place. Conspiracy theorists have deduced this could only mean one thing: aliens. They are planning to take over South Maui via the area's water supply. Some have gone so far as to say that the foreign life forms are planning on conjuring the unthinkable in Kihei: rain. If you want to make your voice heard, or if you want to join these conspiracy theorists in their intrigue, come down to Kihei Charter School at 6 p.m. on May 25th. They will be waiting.
For our last story this evening, we turn to St. Anthony Junior Senior High School in Wailuku, Maui. After scouring through years of Google Maps screenshots, we have found something extremely disturbing growing on their campus. This patch of dirt is the center of our school report this evening. What is it exactly? Well, we're about to find out. We go now to Raiden Haber at St. Anthony with the latest. Raiden?
Thank you, Jack. So today we are interviewing people in our school about St. Anthony's wonderful garden.
I think the garden is an awesome thing. It needs a lot of work and attention. I think we should have a class just for gardening. It's very hard to put gardening in with regular science work, as you can see. You now can figure out why your mom says you grow like a weed. I think a garden is an awesome product. Yes, there's a Bible phrase, you're going to reap what you sow. We need to reap, but you got to sow first. So it inspires me to put in more time in the garden. I think that what we have is a great plot size, but you can see the amount of work that needs to be done. And here in rainy Wailuku, God's blessed us with so much rain, but again, rain's going to bring labor. And the garden is a great size, but it needs more labor.
Students. Helps them to get outdoors, to appreciate the food that we have to buy from the supermarket. I think one, as I said earlier, make them aware of the food that we eat, we consume, and that it just doesn't appear. And I think they'll take better care of our environment. It's very difficult for us to keep it up. With all the academic studies, we don't have a class just for gardening. And maybe that's something we can look into, because garden takes and requires a lot of work, and a lot of this is being done by volunteers or by students who are volunteering to help us through detention work.
Plant the soil.
Subsistence farming is a great thing, and a lot of people are going back to that, not only because it helps with their pocketbook, but it also makes them appreciate the way farmers have to take so much time in growing our foods. And if everybody could do a little bit of subsistence farming, I think we'd have more land, and also I think we'd have a better place for us to appreciate our environment.
What I like about the garden is that it's actually a very interesting way for people to understand how farming works, being able to plant what can grow in this this area in Hawaii, like the temperature, the climate, how often it rains and stuff like that. So these are just like some examples of how what can grow. Of course, weeds grow best here, but you can see the papaya tree, the sugar cane, all these things of course need water. There are 4 groups in the in biology honors that we kind of command. One group is the vermiculture, which they take all of the food scraps that if people notice these green bins in each of the classrooms with just food scraps and stuff like that, they put that in there, and we put in the vermiculture where the worms start eating it up. Then there's the compost bin, which is over there in that area. You see the plastic bags and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the compost. And then the group that I'm part of, the hydroponics, is a huge bin, or 2 bins, that has a water filter and all these, and actually fish at the bottom. It's just to help seedlings or seeds to grow into seedlings, so that after a while we can put them in the ground here.
Thank you for that fascinating report. It's good to know that the island of Maui is not in immediate danger. Thanks all for watching, and good evening, America.